Hey everybody, good morning or it's good afternoon. It's exactly a little bit after 12.
Well, for some of the country, it's good morning.
It's good morning, exactly. So
Australia, it's good evening.
wherever you're at, hello. It's Amy and Jim from Amy Sews, Amy Bachman Sew and Quilt.
And it's Make It Monday.
And it's Make It Monday. So Jim's got another great project today, combining serger and sewing.
Yep.
Exactly. So hopefully everybody's somewhat warm. It's 7 degrees here. Good morning, Fran.
Hi, Fran.
But it's sun shines out, so it's crisp and pretty and
not windy.
So not windy. So hi,
hey, Nancy.
All right, James, what do we got going on today?
Well, let me go switch over to this camera, give them a close up.
All right.
We're going to do faux Battenburg Lace by Serger and Machine. And it's a little technique I came up with. It's kind of simple. It looks almost like a type of insertion lace that you would buy. Normally, Battenburg lace is kind of expensive if you can find it.
If you can find it.
Yeah. And I thought I'd show a simple way just to do a straight insertion if you were going to piece it together. And Battenburg lace has like a tape on either end and a heavier cord in between that holds them all together. And that's where your serger comes into play, because your serger cover stitch will actually do that stitching. And I used a heavier thread in my cover stitch looper to do that.
All right. You got to sort of start over.
And so basically so to do the technique.
Okay, thank you, Jim.
We haven't gotten that far yet.
Right.
To do the technique, you're going to have a serger that does cover stitch. And if you don't have a serger that has cover stitch, call her. And then you're going to put your regular thread for your serger in both needles of your cover stitch. And this is set for 6mm cover stitch. And I put the heavier thread in the cover stitch looper. And unlike traditional heirloom lace techniques where you would draw your pattern on the fabric, I drew it on the stabilizer underneath. And I can see the line of my stabilizer through my fabric. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew a straight line along that line. And I was using the store's Bernina L890. And the reason I chose that one is because they came out with a clear foot. And it's like a multi-purpose foot. You can use it for regular serging. You could use it for cover stitching, or you can use it for a combination of both. And I positioned the fabric under the foot so that I could see the line centered between where the needles would stitch.
Right. And a lot of sergers, you need to ask your dealer about accessories, because a clear foot is pretty common anymore. Mostly for cover stitching, not so much for regular serging,
but this one would do for serging.
That would work both, yeah.
Yeah. Now, my thing is, I would like, if Bernina's listening, a smaller one so that I could do a curve with my clear foot.
There you go.
I think that would be a great tool to have. But basically, I set up for 6mm cover stitch, and I cover stitch straight down that line. So on the front, I would have 2 lines of straight stitching, which is kind of hard to see for the white. But when I flip it over, there's the cover stitch loops.
On the interfacing side.
Well, on the stabilizer side. So I'm using like a tearaway.
Okay, perfect.
And then once you have that done, you're done with your cover stitching. So what I'm going to do now is prep it for finishing and making the actual tape on either side of the cording by doing a seam finish. And what I'll do is I'll take my scissors and I'm going to put it in between the 2 layers of the stitching and cut. And I don't have to worry about cutting away the loops on the back because the stabilizer is in between the 2. So the cover stitch looping that's underneath is fully protected by the stabilizer.
Awesome.
So that's not going to hurt it. I'm going to go over to my overhead, because what I'm going to do is I want to press it with my iron so that these seam allowances will stay open for me. And it's kind of like if you're up north here where we have snow, you're just going to pretend this is like a snow plow, and you're going to plow the field or the street open here. And I'm just going to have the tip of the iron go in and just keep pressing all the way up, because I want to press the seam allowances open so that I can see that line underneath. That's it. Okay. Any questions, Mrs. Bachman?
No, we'll have to add this to a project for the Serger.
Serger box?
Subscription box, yeah.
Sure. So now that I got my sidewalk cleared, and I'm not going to trim that away because I don't want the fabric to fall apart. I'm going to now go over to my sewing machine. And
Jim's using a Janome HD 3000 today. It's in the machine's only $3.99, but it's a beast of a. It has straight stitch and zigzag and a couple other stitches, but it's very heavy duty. Like if you do jeans or bags or something, that little thing's a beast.
Yeah.
And it's black.
And this is like my first time sitting at it, and it was so simple to work.
Yeah.
So what I chose was a 3-step zigzag. So instead of the needle just simply going left and right, it'll take a couple stitches to the right and then a couple stitches back to the left. And I went to my next to the shortest stitch length because I want the stitches to lay in between each other. And I have on a clear foot, you can use an open toe. And I like this one because it has the little groove on the back side so that the stitches won't build up. And if you want, you can actually turn your hand wheel or just sew a little slower just to make sure you're positioned right. And I have the right swing of the needle go into the stabilizer, and the left just goes over, encases that raw seam allowance within the stitching, and it creates the actual tape. That's it. So I'd go down to one side and then do the other. I'm using regular sewing machine thread in my needle and my bobbin. So I got one side of the tape done. If you wanted to, you could use your embroidery thread. It's just a little finer and a little shinier. So it depending on the look you want to go for. But usually Battenburg lace tape doesn't have a shine to it.
Right. It's very traditional heirloom.
Yeah. So you just go right down the side.
Right. So we have an important announcement. Jeanette says we're totally worth skipping a nap. Thanks, girlie.
Thanks, Jeanette.
Although Jim and I need a nap. We're here instead of napping too.
And then, of course, it's easier when you're right in front of the machine to see what you're sewing.
Exactly.
And then all you have to do is just give it a little tug, and the stabilizer will come apart.
Do you want some tweezers? I say that like they should be here.
But you just kind of go ahead and try that.
So it takes a little bit of patience, right? But it's kind of worth it.
Yeah.
And you would, this is I'm saying more garment, like on a blouse or an edge of a placemat, linen placemat. That would be,
or like a blouse insertion.
Yeah, that would be beautiful.
Because I forgot to bring it with me, but I did make one blouse where the top yoke actually had a yoke insertion of the V, and I took ribbon and another technique and pieced it together doing that.
Oh, perfect.
So
perfect.
So that way you can make your own faux Battenburg lace by Serger or machine. If you don't have a Serger, or what you could do, is you could put in a 6mm double needle in your sewing machine and just do a straight stitch all the way down. And then you'd go and cut open the top again, turn it to back. You won't have the twisting that the cover stitch would do. It'll be more straight on, like a zigzag, but you'll get a similar effect. So you could technically use it on your sewing machine.
Yeah. Or a decorative stitch, like a nice fancy decorative stitch or something.
Yeah.
Anything that's attaches itself.
Yeah. And I found that the crispier stabilizer that you can have that tears away is the best type to use. If you can't find that, printer paper works good.
Would you consider a wash away?
Not
enough. It's not hard enough.
You could. The only thing is that I notice sometimes with the wash away that when you're cutting it in, you might pierce the wash away a lot more easier than you'd pierce the tear away.
Yeah, the fibrous wash away.
So you got to be a little careful with that. Plus the fact you got to wash it out.
Yes, and then all those threads would turn gooey. So that answered
Yeah.
your question. No, don't do that.
Well, no, test it, because maybe the thread and fabric you're using in combination with the wash away would work fine. So everybody's different with their sewing. Everybody's humidity is different.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So that's
Oh,
Sure.
thanks, Nancy.
yeah. So yeah, Fran doesn't have to sneak a peek at work today. She's home today.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad you got off today, Fran.
Fran, it's Martin
Luther King Day. Yeah.
That's right. It is a holiday. The kids don't have school today. Anyway. All right. So can you grab the tea towel? I know I left it way over there by the clock. I'm sorry. So just one more thing. The tea towel applique of the month from Amy Sews is open, right? So you can join the subscription. And we're now adding machine embroidery. So this was the project for the month. The kit looks a little different because we sold out of kits, which is a good thing to have. But you can either do this traditionally. The whole club was started for people who didn't have embroidery, anything fancy, right? So you can trace it, just traditional machine applique. In fact, Jim and Sharon did the class this time. I wasn't around.
It was fun.
It was good. So you could do it traditional applique, just cut, right? And so you can, there's scan and cut or SVG files in there for other cutters. And then we added embroidery. So it's still the same $24.95. We're not charging more for embroidery. But so now it reaches everything. Nancy said she did not get a kit. Well, look, Nancy, some of them are, it depends on when you sign up. Like if you sign up later, then whatever date you sign up, that's the date that it bills and ships. So sometimes they don't all go at the first of the month. So the class for that will be uploaded probably later tonight. It's always on the 15th. The Serger box is officially sold out. Yeah. So we're doing the sweatshirt, the hoodie sweatshirt, which we're excited about. And you can always get on the wait list at Amy Sews. And then scan and cut. Can we show them a piece of fabric we're using?
Oh.
It won't be this color because we're testing. We're testing, right?
Yes.
So those of you who belong to scan and cut, we're really kind of taking you down a little more bigger path. We're going to be doing faux alligator and faux like lambskin leather faux, no real, because I did that once and that did not go over well. So anyhow, but we're going to be making some fun things with that, some accessories with that. So
it's turning out really professional looking too.
Yes, it's going to be good. I know, Nancy, but it won't be that color.
Sorry, Nancy, we didn't have enough.
We didn't have enough. That's what we're running into for whether it's tea towel, Serger, scan and cut, is getting enough of the same product. So even if I get fabric from a manufacturer, if I order 50 bolts, if I don't order 50 bolts 6 months ago, I'll never get 50 bolts of anything. So anyhow, so Barbara's in snowy Tennessee. Judy, the Serger box is, if you are a member, it's tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern for the live class. And then the following day, we upload the classes to your library. So you can watch the recorded version. And then sometimes we'll add a little recorded video of a specialty technique that maybe not everybody has. Like with your pocket, Jim, the way you did cover stitch on that, we'll probably do that separate. So people don't, we want everybody to be included. And whether that's mean you have the top end or you have entry level, it doesn't matter to us. We just want to make sure you can finish the project. So beautiful Oklahoma. All right. So I think we're good, right?
Yeah.
That was quick and easy.
Painless.
So next Make It Monday, we're doing some organizational thing.
Yeah.
I actually called war on my linen closet. I can't take it no more.
I think it's a perfect fix.
So
I love it. It's great.
So if you want to learn how to, so you can open your linen closet and actually see what size sheets are, what's actually.
So this is a little teaser for next week.
Yeah, it's a teaser for next week. So, and then I leave on the 27th for the Scan and Cut Master Cruise, or 26th, whatever that day is. So you're going to be stuck with Jim by himself. I think he's more than capable of doing it.
And then I probably should say too, if you kind of liked what we showed here, if you want more of my classes, the class schedules are up for the original Sewing Quilt Expo. Just go to sewingexpo.com and you can take one of my classes there. But I have to warn you, they're filling up fast.
March is Lakeland, Florida.
Yeah.
Cleveland is April, right?
Yeah.
April.
back at the IX Center.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing a bus trip. I don't know.
Oh, you should.
We've done them in the past, so.
Well, let me know so that I can make sure I hook up with you guys.
Yes, maybe
Yeah.
we should tell Mark we need a private class. So
Oh,
just saying. I may have a little.
or maybe all the Clevelandites or the people here should text Mark and say we want a class.
Yeah.
Something special. Sorry, Mark.
No. Anyway, how to make a motion sick bag from the bus ride. I do not like buses. Anyway. All right. Terry's like, a bus trip sounds good. Yes. Are you doing a surgeon class in Dallas this year?
Yes.
That's a yes. Okay.
Yes. And we're also doing, should we tell them that we're planning to here?
Sure.
We're planning on doing Serger 101 class this year, like a 2-day event. So if you're in the area or not, you could fly in. And if you just got a Serger, drive in, whatever. If you just got a Serger and don't know what to do, you take day 1 and we kind of walk you through the setup and whatever.
Right.
And then day 2, it's going to be how to start, stop, turn corners.
Right. The first day is why you thread, the needles.
Yeah.
What, that kind of stuff.
Machine maintenance, all that fun stuff.
Yeah. So, and then day 2 is
for new owner.
In like basic construction techniques.
Yeah. So day 1's like new owner. Day 2 is new owner / refresher.
No, Judy, that's here at the store. Yeah. Bachman's Own Quilt. I'm 30 miles north of the city of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So if that puts anything in perspective. So then there's 1,000 hotels in Cranberry Township.
Yeah.
You can stay at. There is
and I think a couple
bed and breakfast in Zillionople, but I really don't know anything about it. So
yeah, and Judy, the OSQE classes are more like technique.
Yeah, Sam, I can get a list of hotels together. I will tell you, there's every Marriott under the sun here. Mm-hmm. There's every Sheraton under the sun here. There's a Best Western. There's a Red Roof. There's, you name it, and it's here. But make sure it's Cranberry Township, because Cranberry, PA is 2 hours
on
the other side of me. So Cranberry Township, you can find a hotel to meet your affordability needs. So, and
there's also another perk coming here. We get Amy Bachman's Own Quilt next door, the store.
That's right. Always come and shop.
Yeah.
So budget stuff. Yes, there is some, like Spring Hill Suites is here. There's a Red Roof here. Mm-hmm. We could find some things for you. So, all right, everybody. The Apple Butter Inn still in Slippery Rock. I have no idea, Lane. I have no idea. It's a little far away, but I have no idea. Oh, when are we doing the quilt behind us? So that is going to be a workshop class with Sharon and I. That's going to be February 15th at 4 p.m. Eastern is the live. Now, if you pay for the class, you can always watch the recording, right? Sharon has some responsibilities at home, so she can't do any evenings. So it'll be recorded. Of course, we use our scan and cut, but the SVG files will be there, and it's traditional applique. But I also, you'll also be able to add the embroidery file for $5 if you want to embroider them all, right? So February 15th is going to be the mix and match quilting. It'll be up in the next couple days. We're working on the back end sign up stuff. So it's going to be just $20. Ooh. $25, I think. And you get all the cut files. You'll get the layout templates. You'll get the class, how to do it, some basic applique information, and then an embroidery class if you buy the embroidery module. So it's very simple. It's just 10.5-inch squares and 4 fabrics, and you scramble them to make it. And it's so pretty. We won't have a kit because we do not have that fabric, but we'll have a supply list for everybody. So. All right, everybody, have a terrific day. I don't have to tell my friends in Hawaii and Arizona to stay warm.
Because people are in the East,
us East Coasters are a little, and I know, like Tennessee, some of the South is getting hit pretty hard too. Yeah. So I feel bad for those people because we're built for it here. Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah. So I don't, Well,
it's a little cold, like, because when I finally got here, my car said it was 15 degrees here. I felt warm because back home, when I left an hour away, it was 7 degrees.
Right.
So it was cold.
You can always tell the people who live in a cold climate, we go on vacation or we go to the beach, 65, we're sitting by the pool in our swimsuits. They go, oh, this feels good. Everybody else is wrapped, their heads wrapped and hats on. It's a little bit different. All right, everybody, have a terrific day, because the more you know,
the more you sew.
Have a great day.